What is up, everybody? In this video, I wanted to talk about, I remember a really long time ago, I made a Jobro, not Jobro, a main villain, and a regular JoJo haircut video talking about the freshest cut. I remember someone saying, hey, you should do Jobro cuts next. Well, I know I've been making some pretty, last, couple of videos have been a bit like, not only appealing to JoJo. The one before that was Sonic, the other one was Arkham. This one is just gonna be back to just a JoJo kind of video, but this video is gonna be talking about the main Jobro cuts, ranking them out of 10. First is obviously Speedwagon's cut. Not gonna lie, Speedwagon's cut's a bit bland and a bit basic. I'm not gonna say again, I love Speedwagon. He's literally my waifu or husbando, whatever you want to call it. But I think Speedwagon's cut definitely is pretty clean. But comparing it to the other Jobros, it's definitely not the best. It's kind of bland. It does do the job correctly. Like, it's not a bad cut. It's basically just a mullet if you think about it, or just long blonde hair. And this is not counting his drip, because the dude probably has like some of the best drip, but in terms of just his cut, only from part 1 Phantom Blood, I'd say I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, maybe 7. But I'll go with 6 because I feel like 7's a pushing it just for Speedwagon's cut. You guys can tell me what you guys think about Speedwagon's cut in the comments down below. But after Speedwagon is part 2's Battle Tendency, which is Caesar's cut. Oh man, I mean, Caesar's cut, you can also argue, is a bit on the bland side. Look at that girl next to him. Look at her cut. That's goofy, but I'm pretty sure you can argue that Caesar's cut is kind of bland in comparison to the other JoJo's, which I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of bland, but bland does not mean bad, you know. I think Caesar does have drip as well, but his cut, it kind of looks a lot like Joseph's part 2's cut, not gonna lie. In the manga, it looks basically identical, and that's not to say it's bad, but I'd also give this one like a 7 out of 10, because I do prefer this one to Speedwagon's, but this one's also a 7 out of 10. I do think Caesar's is better than Speedwagon's. Speedwagon's a 6 out of 10. I'd give Caesar like a 7 out of 10. You could go 6.5 just because it's a bit on the bland side, but I think it does look really well in the anime and manga especially, so I'd give it a 7 out of 10. After part 2 Caesar is part 3's Kakyoin. Noriaki, man, I can't lie, I definitely have a soft spot for Kakyoin, and especially his hair. I think his hair is a nice spin on the bland kind of style that Jotaro has. It's a tiny bit longer, but I do love the bang and the other two little bangs. It kind of reminds me of Gohan's, although Gohan's haircut just a bit more extreme, which is a really good thing. Kakyoin's cut, just especially because it's red as well, it doesn't look like bright red. It's just like a kind of washed red in the anime, and in the manga it looks even better, especially because of the style. I just think the manga especially looks really nice, and so does the anime, but I do love the way Kakyoin's hair looks in both mediums, so I'm probably going to give Kakyoin like a 9 out of 10. 9, you could push it to 10, but I'd say like a solid 9 for Kakyoin at least. Kakyoin's hair is near perfection. I kind of, the only small nitpick is maybe I don't care for how it, like, I guess I can't really see any like huge flaws in it, but I don't think it's a 10. I'd say like a 9 out of 10 is like a perfect score for Kakyoin. I definitely think his hair is amazing. It's amazing. After part 3 is part 4's Diamond is Unbreakable Okuyasu Nijimura Okuyasu's cut. I mean, it does kind of resemble like an old manish cut, or like a delinquent's cut, not gonna lie. I do love Okuyasu. I kind of wish he did a bit more, and I love the way his stand looks and his drip, but only counting his hair, not his personality, not anything else. Okuyasu's hair, man, I can't lie. It's definitely, I'd say it's like probably like a 7.5. I wouldn't go 8 because it does look unique, and it's got like the same texture that Josuke has on the top of his head, where it's like got the steak texture on the top of his head, kind of like it looked like he got a steak on his, like a burnt steak, and then the side of his head is just kind of shaven, which gray hair, and obviously, you know, he's got the two like things in the back of his head. I do like the small details, but it's just like it does fit him too. I'd say it's like a 7.5. I wouldn't say 8. I think 8 is a bit too high for it, but I'd say like a 7.5. You guys let me know what you guys think of this hair, because this could be just me tripping, but I don't think it's the best. You know, again, I love Okuyasu, but your hair kind of is weird a little bit. It's still not a bad cut. 7.5 is not bad. After Diamond is Unbreakable is part 5's Bruno Bucciarati's hair. I will count the little two bulbuses thing he got in his head, two little ladybug looking things. I'll count that. Bucciarati's cut is fairly basic, but it does have small details about it that I think looks pretty cool. Like the two ladybugs on the top of his head has like circles on it, which is fine. I think that's an okay cut. I do think Bucciarati's cut isn't bad, and you can't argue it's a spin on things, kind of like Caesar's, but I do think it's just something's missing about it. Something is just a bit off or missing. I would say it's probably like a 7.5, kind of the same as, I mean, yeah, I'd say it's around the same as Okuyasu. Bucciarati's on the same level. 7.5 for Bucciarati, I'd say. After is Stone Oceans Part 6, Hermes Costello. Hermes definitely has a pretty clean cut, I cannot lie. I do think it's better. Hot take, I do think Hermes' cut is better than Okuyasu's and Bucciarati's. I do think Hermes has a better cut than Kakyoin and Okuyasu. I mean, not Kakyoin, no. Okuyasu and Bucciarati. So I would give it like an 8 out of 10, not 9. I think Kakyoin's is a bit better. I do really love Hermes' cut though. It does have a super clean look to it, and it does look really nice on her. I would say it's definitely an 8 out of 10. It's not. I mean, I'd like the small details about it, how like she's got like the 3 things on her head, but I wouldn't say it's a 9 out of 10. I'd say like 8. It could be missing a little something, maybe just a tiny bit more detail, but I do really appreciate how different this cut is than a lot of the other cuts in the show in general. So W for being unique, Hermes. W for being unique. So I'd give you like an 8 out of 10. After Hermes is Gyro. Gyro is probably I'd say he's I don't know who's my favorite Jobro, not gonna lie. It's probably Gyro though, to be honest, because Gyro that's the boy. Gyro usually does have a hat on a lot of the time, so we'll count it with the hat because I rarely see him without his hat. But Gyro's hair, it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've seen him without a hat, like in flashbacks or when he was younger. I remember a picture of him going around where I'm pretty sure when he was like 13, he had kind of like a weird cut, but we're not gonna count when he's 13. We're counting when he is, how old he is now. And Gyro, he always has the hat on, so we're gonna just kind of go around the hat. I wouldn't say it's like Jotaro's like cut where it's embedded basically. You can't talk about Jotaro's hair without his hat. Gyro's is just like his hat is also there as well. It's a really nice accessory, but Gyro's haircut is like just basically long hair. It looks really nice in some panels, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna hate on Gyro. I think his hair does look really nice. It matches his body too. He's pretty guy, pretty hair, and then he's got the grills. That is just a W, but his hair alone, I think it does look good on him as a character, but I think it's just probably like a 7 out of 10. Probably 7 out of 10, maybe 6. I'd say 7 because it looks better than Speedwagon's, because Speedwagon's looks a little rough, not gonna lie, and he's got the mullet kind of thing going on, which could be a reason like, oh, well, maybe that's the point where Speedwagon, that may be so, but I just prefer Gyro's hair over Speedwagon's. I'd give this one, Gyro's, like a 6.5. I think 6.5 or 7. I think it's on par with Caesar's, and it's not as good as, you know, Okuyasu's or Bucciarati's, not Hermes, and definitely not Kakuin. So that's gonna be for Gyro probably like a 7 out of 10. 6 out of 10, not gonna lie. 6. But after Gyro, you guys let me know who the Jobro in part 8 is. I know a lot of people were sometimes saying the girl with the pink hair, Yashu, or I know, like, I think I said Jashu, but that Aaron just is like, he's not the Jobro. So I don't know who the Jobro is for that party, guys. Let me know down in the comments below who the part 8 Jobro is. Part 9 Jobro, I'm pretty sure part 9 Jobro is the brother who's like the trans or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's the Jobro for that part. I'm not sure. I didn't care anymore. I didn't care. Dragona, I'm pretty sure is her name. I mean, Dragona, I barely know her character, so I can't base it off of like, oh, this fits Dragona's character, you know, or like it goes pretty well with him or her, whatever you want to call her. I think her cut is similar to Hermes, but a bit different. It's not necessarily like the locks like Hermes kind of has. It's just more so long hair. I've barely seen enough of it to say for sure, but so far from what I've seen of it, I would probably give it like probably like around in 7 out of 10, 7 or 8. I need to see more of it, so I can't just, you know, just start throwing out, you know, things for Dragona yet. So you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think of part 8's Jobro's haircut. Let me know the Jobro as well for part 8 before you tell me what your thoughts on the cut as out of 10. But that's gonna be for this video, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the Jobro cut video. Peace. Yeah.